So this is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Greg Gray. This is Dope Living TV Live. Let me start by saying the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Yeah, I still got the mask on, but the beard is gone. Had to take the beard off. It's gone. But welcome to the show, man. Appreciate you guys for always tuning in and helping us out, making sure that we are at our best, okay? 1,000 show coming up real soon. A couple things to talk about real quick. So, it's been in the news. This dude right here locked his church doors, all right, and told everybody, I ain't leaving till y'all give me $40,000. You're not leaving till you give me 40 G's. All right, now, this just came out, but he says this happened over a year ago, and that's not what he meant. It was an exercise. It was just trying to show the people something. Regardless, it was done, bruh. It was done. Now you've added your name to the list of preachers who's done stupid things. Come on, Marvin Sapp, come on, that's my guy. One more thing real quick, then I'm going to bring my guy on, the doctor. There was a rumor going around that Layla Ali had passed, all right, during pregnancy. She got on, I think it was Instagram, and she said, number one, I'm here. She did this yesterday, March 31st. I'm here. I wasn't pregnant. She said she's 47 years old. I'm not pregnant. And she said she had just got her stomach back. You know, got her abs back. Shout out to Layla Ali for not going crazy, just cooling out the rumors, making sure everybody knows that she's okay. Marvin Sapp, watch yourself, boy. Oops, my bad. Dog. You on mute. Let's get him off of there. What's up, bro?
What's going down with you, bro?
I'm chilling, man. I'm still a little ill, still recovering. But, man, I wanted to stand up today, man. I'm showing off the summer body, bro. I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of little on Instagram, on the Reels, a lot of these guys doing these 50-50 workouts, these chair workouts, these yoga workouts, whatever. I'm telling y'all, I'm here to tell y'all they work, all right? I had got up to 225 sitting around doing nothing. I started doing some of those videos. I kind of mixed them up. If y'all saw my board, I got a whole regimen of stuff that I do. And so, eat differently, work out. So I'm back to that summer body. I'm ready for the summer, bro. I'm ready. Got to do it. Hey, what do you think about Mars out? I know you probably come in contact with him. I never met him.
Yeah, this is the misconception. I mean, it makes it worse when people say he locked the doors. He didn't lock the doors. He just told the usher to close the door. If everybody wanted to get up and walked out, they could have got up and walked out. But on the other hand, it goes back to, you know, are the preachers here for themselves or are the preachers here for God?
Hey, see that and that's the key. You know.
Yeah.
And my other question is, why, after a year or so, why?
After a year,
Who did he, who did he piss off?
yeah, I mean, you know, it's a lot of angles we can go at it with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he most definitely had to piss somebody off for that year ago long video to come out.
I don't know, bruh. So now, for what he did, he could really be arrested for it, right?
Yes and no.
Explain.
Because yes. Well, honestly, to be 100 with you, no, he really can't be arrested for it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like they was held hostage. It's only what 20, probably maybe 20 church people that worked there. If the congregation wanted to get up and leave, they could have got up and left. And the people that was on stage could have left also. They just wouldn't have been a part of that church.
But then they say the doors were locked.
No, they just closed the doors. You know, have you ever been into a church? You know, you get in the lobby area, but then you walk into the church. Those doors are swinging doors.
Last time I went to a church, man, they had rope around the handle so they can close the door. I mean, it's been that long.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I know what you're talking about. But hey, you know, now
Hey,
let's get off
my thing
Marvin.
is to each his own, bro.
To each his
You know
own.
what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why I study on my own and watch and watch sermons on TV.
It's and at the end of the day, man, we're not here to judge. You know, it's God. God's gonna judge him, and he's on a bigger stage, so God really looking at him. Byron said on Marvin Sapp, I never would have made it. Come on, dude. What do you think about Layla Ali, though? Have you heard about that rumor?
No, that's my first time hearing about that one. I didn't
Dude,
even
I
know it
saw
was a
this.
rumor that she passed away. I didn't even know that.
I saw this and I had to check it, and then I looked and I saw where she did it was either a TikTok or an Instagram, and she said, "This is me. I'm here. I'm not dead." You know, so
Right.
because I was like, nah, man, because the way that they put it was Layla Ali passes away a few days after George Foreman. I'm like, stop,
Yeah.
stop. What does George Foreman have to do with her paying? I know the relation, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman fought, whatever, but whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, people love clickbait.
you already know, man. But you know what? Tonight is the Relationship Roundtable. If it's one person or 30 people on here, we're going to get it in. All right?
No,
That's what we do. So, and unfortunately for a lot of people out there, they left the two guys with the most varying opinions on the show.
Oh, because you and I today?
They
Oh
left us by
no.
ourselves, bro.
This mug gonna get canceled. This ain't gonna even be aired.
They left us by ourselves. What's wrong with y'all?
With
Shout
no
out to Mo.
supervision?
Shout out to
With
Mo.
no
Shout out to Gina. I don't. Gina just texted me, said she wasn't gonna be able to make it, but
she
it's
got
cool.
she got the Toronto flu?
She probably. I don't even know if she made it back. Maybe she had customs.
Oh no.
I just thought about that. I didn't even know she made it back. But anyway, do a question real quick. Be honest. Your opinion. Be honest. Can cheating ever be justified?
Justified?
Yeah.
Justified.
Justified.
Nah.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm. Only one way it can be justified is roofing somebody. That's the only way it can be justified. Because if it's the story And if it's a video that comes out or a picture or whatever it is that comes out, and the person out of it, it can be justified because something happened to them. They wasn't inebriated enough.
So if you are pissed off, and it's another question that's going to relate to what I'm getting ready to say. If you're pissed off, y'all ain't getting along at all.
Mhm.
Every time and you ain't getting none from your mate. And ladies, you ain't getting none from your man. And you go out and get satisfied. I mean, we're human. That's not justified.
No, not really. You might as well just go on and break up.
Which I think it led to another question. Because I was talking to someone today, and said I wasn't clear with my answer on something. But we'll get to that. People always talk about a toxic relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is, or what do you consider to be a toxic relationship? Now, Gina not in today.
So for me, a toxic relationship is someone that's always trying to get by, manipulating or arguing or being picky about a situation that really shouldn't be a situation. You know, someone that even when the person changed, they still have a problem with. You know, toxic is always wanting to be the centerpiece of attention for other people when you don't need to be.
Yeah, I think
You know,
that
toxic. Yeah, toxic. Yeah, toxic has a lot to do with a person that doesn't know how to communicate their words. You know, it's so much stuff that has to do with toxicity.
That's cold though, right there. She said bye bye. So Gina not on the show, you gonna leave? Wow.
That's cool.
I had T-shirts for everybody, but that's okay. You ain't getting one.
Mm-hmm.
I think with toxicity in a relationship, it's somebody trying to be controlling, manipulative, or abusive. You know, not giving a damn about your feelings.
Exactly.
They only caring about how they can do self-gratification. You know what I mean? Dewana said, an unhealthy relationship is an unhealthy relationship that involves manipulation, abuse, etc. People within the relationship not being, there go that word again, accountable.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it happens. It happens a lot, man. It happens more than it doesn't happen because it depends on how the relationship got started too.
Yeah.
You know, if it started off as a sexual relationship and you never got a chance to know the person, it's going to be toxic because you don't know the person.
Because you don't know the person, right? But why do people?
I mean, that's how. Yeah, that's how most toxic relationships starts without two people not knowing each other.
Okay, so that leads to another question. If you are not getting, and we can always go back to these questions. If you're not getting everything you want in a relationship, and you stay, are you settling?
Not really, because me personally, I always say the stuff that you want in a relationship, can you do it for you? Are you looking for a handout, or can you do it for you? You know, people have standards in a relationship, but can they get those standards themselves that they want? And are they given those standards that they want?
All right, but given time, you in this relationship, you ask for maybe a date night. It ain't happening. You ask for just a little time. It ain't happening. You ask for sex on a regular. It ain't happening. Okay, you get sex once a month. That goes back to the cheating and justified as well. You're not getting what you want in this relationship, but you still stay.
Yeah, so yeah, that is settling there. Since you put it that way, it is settling. But if you're not getting what you wanted, why you in a relationship in the first place?
Because see, there's another question here. Okay, it's all over the place. Because another question was, why do people work hard to get into a relationship, but once they get in, they don't put the energy in to keep you?
Well, I mean, once you reach the prize goal, we forget what we did to get that prize goal, and we settle. It goes back to the word that you said in the last question, settling.
So we get complacent, we get
Yeah, no doubt.
comfortable,
No
and
doubt.
but so when that happens though, why don't one of the other parties say something?
I mean, sometimes they do say something, and it goes on deaf ears.
That's
And
when
then
you.
when they don't say something, let's go back to what we always say when we do relationship Mondays is communication. Where is the communication?
Where's the
Communication is
communication?
an added factor in a relationship.
And again, with that accountability that Duana was talking about, man, you hold yourself accountable. If you started something and you didn't do it, and your mate brings it to you,
Hmm.
hold yourself accountable and say, well, you know what, you're right. I'm not doing this. And then talk
Yep.
to yourself. What can I do to make it better? Dang,
Right. I mean,
I gave some
you
good
got to
advice
compromise.
that time.
You got to compromise, bro.
It's rough
A
out there.
relationship does not work without being compromising. You have to be compromising for sure.
So we got all of these. There's a lot of, I call them celebrity relationships that's in the public. And we see how those happen, how they break up, how they get together, even how they break up. And the breakups are really terrible. The
Hmm.
courtship is great, but the breakups are terrible. Like, you had Kanye and Kim Kardashian. Everything was beautiful for them at first. They having kids left and right, and this and that. Then all of a sudden, everything goes bad. All right, but
Yeah.
people, when they look at that stuff, they understand that even on the lower level, that stuff gets bad, and it gets really bad. It just ain't public. We don't see it, but it still needs to be talked about and understood. Why is
Right.
this happening? Is it the toxicity? Is it the being complacent? I don't know. Is it just I got the GTD syndrome and that's all I want?
Well, I mean, you don't know another person's intentions all the time either. You have to really get to know the person, man. A lot of stuff can be blinded by sexual activity. Because when you meet a person, you don't meet a person thinking like, "Oh, I want to be in a relationship with that person."
True, true. You meet them and be
You know what
like,
I'm saying?
I want a GTD.
I want a GTD. Yeah.
Yeah. And in case y'all don't know what that is, look it
Get
up.
them.
Look it up. Look it up. But another part of that what was I going to say? The energy that you don't continue when you got a person. Can part of that be because they lost interest? Everything was different beforehand, but now you wearing that baggy on your head and you wearing them flip flops, and that ain't how I got you, and now you in this. Did you lose interest
Well,
now?
I mean, if you never got a chance to know the person, you were never interested in the first place. You were just after your common goal, for one. For
Got your
two,
girls.
once you sit down and get a chance to know the person, no matter what they looking like now and how they looking now, you're gonna most definitely still be attracted to that person once you get to know the person. You know what I'm saying? And the person has to be comfortable in themselves. Like you need to be comfortable in yourself. That you're able to talk to that person any way you need to talk to them.
Bree said
Not
I
in a
lost.
negative.
Go ahead. Not in the negative.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say not in a negative type way. It's just be able to have communication.
Yeah. Bree said I was married and I still didn't know that man.
It's a lot of
but you
stuff,
married
man.
him. But you married him.
Hey, Bree, how long was y'all together before y'all got married?
Good question. Good question. Yeah,
Like,
Bree,
you
how
got to
long
get
was
past
y'all?
that representative. You got to get past that representative stage we always talk about too.
Yeah, yeah. And I really want to still get somebody on here that can talk about a bad breakup, the divorce, and how that changed their life. I really want to get that. Bree says, well, maybe he didn't know me. Yeah,
I
that might
mean,
be the one.
but that's still a problem though. That's still a problem. I mean, y'all have to know each other to know how to
But
figure each other out. And 9 times
but
out of 10, if you take the time to know each other, you're gonna know what the other person like and dislike.
but here go the other part. Do they know themselves? You know what I'm saying? Do
That's
you
what,
know who you are? In
you
order to
gotta
be
have
with
that peace.
somebody else, you got to know who you are.
You gotta have that peace, bro.
Gotta have that peace. I'm at peace right now, man. She said, absolutely. I'm at peace. I'm good. You know, it
That's what.
takes. What do people
Yeah.
say? You got to go through a lot of weeds to get to the flower.
Hmm.
A whole
Oh
bunch
yeah.
of weeds out there. I know. I remember. Angie. She said something about there's a lot of pee in the pool. That's kind of nasty, but she said there's a lot of pee in the
In the
pool.
dating pool, there's a lot of pee in the dating pool.
Yeah, yeah. But there's a
Oh,
lot of weed.
hey, big bro, the actual saying, today's dating pool got a lot of pee in it.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. Hey man. But when I thought about that, I'm like, number one, I said that's nasty. But number two, I'm like, you're
It's
right.
kind of true.
You're
It is
right.
kind of true. That's why when you find that, that's why when you find that one, you do whatever it takes to keep that one.
You got to do it, even if you have to come back and get them.
And to know yourself, you gotta know yourself to know that you found that one. You know
That's
what
the
I'm saying?
thing. Like again, what Duana was saying, be accountable for the things that you did, because you lost that person because of something that you did. All right.
Yeah.
And in order to get that person back, you got to know what you did and know who you are and know why you did what you did.
And you got to be accountable for what you do.
And you got to be accountable. Period.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Man,
like I tell my story all the time, man. I messed up. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't physical cheating, but it was a form of cheating. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I apologize till I'm blue in the face, man. You know what I'm saying? And I
and you know
always say,
that's that one. You know that's the
and
one.
big bro, what have I always told you? I always told you, if she ever give me a second chance, I'm gonna make that shit right. And
You said
you know
that.
what I'm saying? We got on the verge of being able to communicate and be around with each other and hang out with each other. You know what I'm saying? But now I have to be at peace and I have to um, wait because she's not in the same position that I'm in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now I have to wait on her and I have no problem doing it. I wait
Right.
forever. My
Because
whole thing is when you know what you want, you know what you want. But it
that's
has to
what I was
be a
going to say.
mutual feeling. It has to be a mutual feeling though.
So I was going to say, if you know that's the one, then that's the one. Okay. I don't care
Yeah,
how many of the other people that you go through. That's the
no
one.
doubt.
Always in the back of your head. That's the one.
Yeah.
Even after you GTD, you be like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's still, I mean, and we all got to grow up sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that we did 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago is not the same. If you're the same person you was during that time, something wrong with you.
dude, say that again, please.
Yeah, if it like, man, we ain't the same people we were 10, 15, 20 years ago. If you are, something wrong with you.
Something's wrong with you. And leave that stuff in the past, man. It's over. It's done. Leave that shit in the past, man.
Yeah.
Ah,
But
it's
one
done.
thing men need to understand that women can forgive, but they don't forget. So
Yeah.
once they see patterns that's the same, you know what I'm saying? Men are the same way too. Once they see patterns, because I always say women have patterns, and once those patterns start to shift, then you either got to say something or move around. If you don't speak up for yourself, who will?
Yeah. But again, going back to the accountability, man. I don't. I don't have a problem with somebody telling me I'm wrong. I don't
Right.
have a problem with that.
Mhm.
Is Bree trying to spell? She trying to spell grow because she said you have to groove. Then she says grew again.
I think she meant grow.
You have to groove. Groove. She
That's a
says
new word. Everybody need to grow up.
let's all groove together. Let's have this groove moment. Let's have this groove moment. Hey man, here's another piece of a question. Um, can a cheater, be honest, can a cheater change after being caught? For real, for
Can
real.
a cheater change after being caught? I mean, they can, but the situation is this: they only want to change because they got caught.
So will they do it again?
It depends on the situation.
So they did all
But
this begging, crying, and all of this stuff, and
just to do it again, it happens every day.
that's crazy.
Just to do it again. But again, it goes back to the maturity of that person. You know what I'm
And
saying?
but the other person has to understand too. And I hate to say if you cheat once you're gonna do it again because that's not always true. But you know, and I'm gonna get talked about for this. Why did this person, the girl or the man, cheat? What you gotta discover why they cheated. You know, I guess for a man, it's because we get older sometime and we want to see if we still got it.
I mean,
But
there's
if you
that
but if you
too.
got it,
But
Chris, if you got it, it
mhm.
never goes. It never goes away.
Right.
I don't have to do that.
You're right. No, that's 100% fact. Like, we don't have to do stuff like that. Like, it goes back to what I said. You got to grow up. You got to be different than what you used to be. You got to become more mature. You know, a person that cheats and continues to cheat, that's also a PTSD because they seen it somewhere in their lives growing up. You know what I'm saying? It's just basically the art of recycling. It happens before they think that's how they're supposed to do it. You know, growing up with your homeboys, you know what I'm saying? Y'all used to talk about all the females y'all been with and all of this type of stuff. Or I'm talking to her at this school, I'm talking to her at this school. You know what I'm saying? That becomes an influence on a guy. Your mom cheating on, I mean, your dad cheating on your mom, taking him over his mistress' house, and they married. You know what I'm saying? Mom and dad are married and stuff like that. I mean, that stuff becomes PTSD, man, and it happens at a young age.
Yeah.
And then if your mom and dad are not together, and you know, mom got multiple boyfriends, you know what I'm saying? Girls, little girls see them coming in and out the house, or guys see them coming in and out the house, and you know, little boys, and they think that's what you need to do when you grow up. They think that's what being an adult is. You know what I'm saying? And it goes back to every time I talk about the black culture. You know what I'm saying? When it happens in the 60s, probably even in the 50s, you know, the black father was in the home
Mm-hmm.
until welfare became a real big thing. You know what I'm saying? And it pushed black men about the home.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a whole lot of doing of PTSD on our part, on the government's part. I mean, but it's all, you know, a trained cycle that happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey man, we at the halfway point here, man. I want to number one thank everybody for tuning in. Bree, you're always good. I didn't get a chance to see you this weekend because I was sick, but I got y'all. Um, Chris, did you hear about in the hometown where they got this convention center? I guess gonna come up,
Yeah, I heard about it.
and I heard it
They
that
going
they had.
are they gonna fix the Hard Rock first before they start building the convention?
But let me ask you though, do you think the Hard Rock should really be involved with it?
Well, I mean, it's a part. I want to say it's a part of it, but you know, the Hard Rock, you know, they got their windows glass blew out when the tornado came through there.
Yeah, I heard they fixed that.
Oh, they fixed that already? I mean, that's
Yeah.
good. That's
So
good. But I mean, still, where I didn't hear where they would put it at. And then what they're gonna do with the Genesis? I mean, I know it's closed down and abandoned, but what they gonna do with that land?
I don't know, but they're talking. I didn't go to the meeting. Eugenia went, and I'll ask her tomorrow to talk about it a little
Mhm.
bit. But they say, they got commercials on television about it. They say it'll be a great opportunity for the city to bring the city back. Um,
They think one convention is going to bring the city back.
this is what I'm saying, bro. I mean, and I've invited. I'm just saying, I've invited the Gary mayor to come on the show. I haven't got a response back yet, but I
Have you
want to
talked
see
to what's the name, man?
Markel.
Uh, yeah.
No, I haven't talked to Markel. I went straight to his press secretary, but I'll get to Markel. I just want to see
Yeah.
if doing the
Yeah.
right protocol is going to work, you know. But I just want to hear his plans, what he plans. All right. Um, I'd love for something like that to happen and to make the city better. But in my head, it's like, in the back of my head, it's like, I don't think that's going to do it.
I
It will
mean,
create, it will create jobs, construction jobs, and other
that's
things.
about
But
it, though. That's about it, though.
that's what I'm
Because,
saying.
I mean, if they're doing the convention hall, they got to have conventions to come in because they don't need a place to throw concerts. They do that at the Hard Rock.
Because you got the Hard Rock. So
That's one of the reasons why when I was trying to purchase the Genesis Convention Center, they was giving me, first time they was giving me so much problems because the fake dude that was trying to do the warehouse where Ivanhoe was at, they gave it to him, the council that was before, like two people before him. And then when I wanted to come back around and do it, I mean, the price is still too high.
for a
That
piece
we're
of
willing
time.
to do it. We're willing to do it, but not then we'd be in competition with the Hard Rock. Why do we need that?
Yeah, and see the hard rock got a motive. They got an end game. They trying to work. He says, "Where's the money coming from?" I've seen these commercials on TV. Money's coming from the Hard Rock, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yeah, I mean, and Hard Rock is a chain, so they
yeah,
have the money.
they got the money. But my
Hmm.
thing is, what's the motive? Because Hard Rock is doing. It's a casino. It's doing well. Um,
Hmm.
and like you said, they got a stage already. So
Yeah,
what purpose is this convention center going to be? They're not going to have a convention every week or every day or every month.
right. And
Now
this
they
is
were
the other
talking.
part to it. You
Hmm.
don't need a big place to do a festival because you got the baseball field.
Yeah. So I heard they were talking about, and somewhere I saw this little pony rides, and I got it pulled up, but if I pull it up here, then it'll go dark on here, so I ain't gonna pull it up. But
What's the name of it? I pull it up right now.
I got on here City of Gary and Hard Rock property
Okay.
because it's a couple of other things that we're talking about. But you know, again, I'm not knocking. I think Eddie, what's his name? Eddie
Melton.
Melton. I think Eddie Melton is doing is giving hope for the city. Um, I want it to happen. How much support does he have outside of the Hard Rock? You know, are there people in the city of Gary that um, can support this, or is it going to be all Hard Rock personnel? Bree says, why hasn't the downtown community been fixed like a plaza with restaurants and the stores to add with the ballpark?
Look, bro. You got to remember, we tried that, and they said those. I had people that come in, and then, they had that one restaurant that came in that had all the nationality of foods, and they end up shutting that down.
They said
They
they
were
got
saying that the downtown Gary was historical landmarks and couldn't be torn down and rebuilt. You know what I'm saying? So how can it be historical landmarks when it's not open?
tear them joints down, dude.
So like Gary needs a whole rebuild, and
Yeah,
it doesn't start with just building convention centers and stuff like that. You got to create jobs for these people, where these people can invest or reinvest for money that they're making. You got to make quality jobs that they can reinvest into the city. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You got to bring in financials to be able to, you know, rebuild the city.
And
You know what I'm
what?
saying? You
Shout out.
can't.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say you can't rebuild the city and you sold the biggest moneymaker that we had to a Japan company, which is U.S. Steel.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't understand politics, but I do know business. Shout out to my brother Melvin for teaching me a little bit of that business. But something just don't sound right. And
Well,
again, I'm
I
not
mean,
knocking my city. I'm not knocking Mayor Mel. I'm not knocking anybody. But I'm on the outside looking in, and something don't sound right. It sounds
well,
good.
the thing that don't sound right to me is this, bro. It's high class, it's lower class, it's middle class. Middle class, they don't even worry about. And they say that black people make poverty look good and think we love that, and we don't love that. But we make it work. We make it do what it do. So they keep us there. You know what I'm saying? And the only way they will rebuild Gary is to gentrify it. So where you gonna push the black people to if you do that?
Dude, over on the east side over there where there ain't no homes.
Yeah, man.
Got to it's just like you said, it needs a rebuild, okay? Bree said no, he had the clubs in Riff Raff, and they need to create a new place. Danny Marie, what's going on? That's the social media goddess. She says, hello,
But
Dopeliven
still,
family. I'm catching up through the comments, and comments are juicy. Yeah,
yeah, but
man.
see, this is the thing though. Still building clubs and stuff, that's not gonna re-gentrify the city. You know what I'm saying? We got to rebuild, and we have to rebuild. We can't depend on the city to do it for us. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Gary, because when they do it, they're going to do it for their benefit and not our benefit, and their benefit is going to be to re-gentrify Gary, Indiana.
So let me ask you this: do you think? And this was my thought process for a long time for the city of Gary. But I'm beginning to shift it a little bit because there's other things that are needed. Do you think entertainment will bring this city back?
It'll help. Would it bring it back 100%? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because like one thing we got to get under control. You got to remember, back in the day, we had everything, bro. We had stuff for the youth. We had summer jobs that we used to do. You know what I'm saying? That kept us out of trouble. That did all of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even when it went to the mid to late 90s, you know what I'm saying? We still had stuff that we can do. And basketball courts, playing basketball.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
come on now.
All of that. We had stuff that we were able to do. And nowadays, you know what I'm saying, from what I've been seeing, I've been gone for 19 years, bro, but I went back every summer up into 2019. But what I see is it's more of, and don't get me wrong, I love my people from Chicago, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. But from what I see, it's a Chicago and Gary headbutt, because when they move them out their ghetto, out their projects and re-gentrify there, they come to Gary.
They brought them to Gary.
You know what I'm saying? So
and it's a whole culture shift.
Right. And now it becomes a power of who's running what on whose turf. You know what I'm saying? And until we figure that out, to basically help rebuild and create jobs, because when you have jobs that's in your city is gonna basically levitate higher than what it was before with no jobs. Yeah. If you have to travel to Chicago like people used to have to do to find jobs, you're spending your money in Chicago. You're not spending your money in Gary. Even when Gary was what it was, we used to go to Maryville to get our what's the name. We barely went to the village, and we had our own mall in Gary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just a way of us thinking, man. We gotta, if you want to help rebuild Gary, Indiana, the people of Gary have to do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just real quick. It's just not the people. You know what I'm saying? It's people like me too. I left. You know what I'm saying?
But what would keep you though,
I
Chris?
need to put back. I need to put back into
being a businessman though. Being a businessman, what in Gary is gonna keep you wanting to try to do things?
They won't let us come back. And man, I've been trying to do stuff. I've been trying to do stuff back in Gary since 2012, bro.
Dude, my brother and I came, and when they started, and I'm not knocking y'all, so don't get me wrong. It's just I'm telling the truth. WLTH, right? Radio station. Dinah
Mm-hmm.
Lynn Biggs was sitting up there doing her thing. All right, now she's with Biggs Radio, her own radio platform. Okay, shout out to her. We came down there, man. I'm coming off of a successful music video show. Did it for 12 years. Did my thing, made a lot of money with it. I come in there, my brother said, we come home. We look in the paper, they said, hey, they doing a new state, the WLTH is rebuilding. I'm like, all right, cool. I wasn't even interested. Brother said, need to go down there, you know, and get on the radio there. I said, man, that would require me going back. I don't know, dude. We went down there, and he made me, number one, sit and wait. Now, of course, at that time, I'm arrogant. I'm great. You know, I've been all over, and I interviewed everybody. So I got a lot to bring to your station. You know what I'm saying? So we're there. We talk. He finally gets a chance to come and talk to me. He says, did you have a resume? So, and whatever. You know, he did me like that. He said, I need a resume. So my brother, like I said, consummate businessman. He said, make sure you have a resume, headshot, whatever. I had all of that. I felt I shouldn't need to, but I had all of it. Gave it to him. First question the owner asked me is, so how can you bridge the gap? I'm like, excuse me? Have you heard me at WJLB up in Detroit? Have you seen my show for 12 years? What can I do to bridge the gap? It's evident. That's not an answer. So I'm sitting here and I'm giving him my answer. And all the while I'm like, dude, I'm gonna kill you for making me come down here.
Right.
You know, I say that to say that the business people here who have things here that can really be expanded need to open their minds up. You cannot use the same practices to do something different. You got to open your mind up and let some of it in. You can use the same practices, let me rephrase that, but you got to be able to enhance them, do something else with them, and make some things happen. Like right now, and I'm going to tell everybody this. I talked to them when I was down at the station week before last. And I said, look, I got a great idea. And you tell me if I'm wrong with this idea, Chris. I got a great idea. And yeah, this is a relationship roundtable, but you know, y'all know what we do. Anyway, I went there and I said, okay, I listened to a show. And I said, look, I got a great idea. Do you all remember way back in the day how they did plays and television shows on the radio? I said, iHeartRadio is doing a lot of that stuff right now, okay? But you guys can do that for this city right now. Somebody get a script, get some actors, get on there for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, do a 30-minute play, show, whatever, and create more and more shows every week. You're going to start bringing people listening to your station. I'm going to get that to y'all, and I'll help you produce it. Get at me. Anybody said nothing yet? And if I do it on another station, don't come to me and say, hey, Craig, we ready. Because if I'm doing it somewhere else, I'm not going to do it there.
I mean, and you also got to understand too, man, and this is no knock to Mayor Milton or anything like that. But you got to have somebody, and not saying that he doesn't, but you can't take ideas and plans from other cities and bring them to your city. You have to change it. You know what I'm saying? You can't, like projects that I do, I don't have to ask the city for nothing, financial or anything like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that means we don't have to tax the people that's living in the city or the state. You know what I'm saying? To pay for our projects. We don't have to do that. We can actually give back to the city that creates financial stability for the city to build other things. You know what I'm saying? And you can't, right, and you can't have someone that come in and be like, oh yeah, we can raise the money by taxing the people that live there if you're not creating the money for them to be able to pay those taxes.
Dude, I think I told you about this too. Here's another thing, and you're absolutely right what you're saying. I also, when the preceding mayor was in, I'm not naming names. Preceding mayor was in, not the one. Well, a little while ago. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I went to the board. I think it was the board at the visitor center at the time, or I forgot what it was. And at that time, I had connections to WWE. I think I remember telling you this,
I remember you telling me
and
that.
a lot of stuff to bring there. I said, let me get my team. You don't have to pay us a penny. Just let us run it. We'll get ours on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
They said we're looking for more religious programs to come through, and we're going to build the city back based on religion, based on.
You know,
I'm like, come on now.
you know what that sound like, big bro? It sound like you was sitting there talking to them, and they told the people that were standing behind you to go lock the door. That's what it sounded like to me, bro. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, I love religion. I love everything about Gary and their religion, the pastors there, the churches there, everything, bro. But they not putting back into the city, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that are putting back into the city, you know what I'm saying, are not really getting the support that they need.
No, no.
You know what I'm saying? You got to do it a different way where people can catch on to what you're doing and make it happen. Like even if we don't get Eddie on, you know what I'm saying? We need to get people on like Erica Blackwell.
Okay,
You know what
that's
I'm
the one.
saying?
That's who I actually emailed.
Yeah, we need to. I mean, we need to get people like her on. You know what I'm saying? We need to get. If we're gonna do that, we need to get pastors like what's the pastor name? It's two of them. I went to school with them too. One of them do music. One of them has a shoe store in East Chicago. I forgot their names. I'm gonna remember it for tomorrow.
Well, hit them up.
But
Hit them up. Tell them to come on.
yeah, we need to get people like that on, man. I mean, if we're gonna do it, like I told you, if we're gonna do it, man, we need to just start structuring a plan to get back to the city, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Me personally, the reason I don't come back to the G because I can't see it because it's not the Gary, Indiana where I grew up at.
Exactly. Look, I'll do whatever I can do for this last time. I'm telling y'all right now, I'll do whatever I can do for this last time. But if I start hearing the hemming and the hawing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. I'm done. You got
Yeah.
people that are doing some great things in Gary, that are doing some really great
Oh, it's
things
a
in
lot of
Gary.
people doing great things. You're right.
And, you know, I'm not going to sit up here and beg anybody to do anything. I'm good. And to your point about the religion thing, do you know that when I first got on major television, and I call it major,
Mm-hmm.
the music radio show was running on WJYS. WJYS was a religious station, okay? But they gave us an opportunity and said, hey, go ahead, let's see what you can do. And we killed it that first night. We flooded their lines, all right? We cheated a little bit. I can tell y'all now, it's been a long time, but we had little flyers with the phone number of the station on there.
Right.
We went everywhere that whole week and told everybody, just call.
Right.
We got a new music video show, just call. And they called and they got mad at us because their lines were flooded. Nobody was calling in for anything else. And they were calling every hour of the day, waiting on this show. We premiered, it was huge. And then they saw the power of it and they opened their minds up and said, hey, we want to keep you on here. And that's what we did. We rolled
Mm-hmm.
there and did a fantastic. We rolled with them because they believed in us. So
Yeah.
with the religion
I mean,
aspect, they just got to open up.
yeah. I mean, you got people. You know what I'm saying? And I just remembered their names. I just looked them up right there. Pastor Eric Boone,
Yeah.
Pastor Michael Watson. You know what I'm saying? You got people that's doing stuff there, man. Sidney Savage. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You even got Jay's Breakfast Club. You know what I mean? You got a lot of people that's doing stuff, but we got a lot of people doing stuff individually and not bringing it together as a conglomerate union to give to make the city better. You know what I'm saying? You're doing your individual parts, and you got a lot of people more than them that's doing their individual parts, but we need to bring it back together, man. And that's the only way we're going to survive, because people forget Gary, Indiana was one of the 3 chocolate cities back in the 60s, bro.
Right, Chocolate City.
You know
Come
what
on,
I'm
talk
saying?
about
It was the triangle chocolate city. You know what I'm saying? It was Gary to Philly to Washington D.C. That was the
Washington
chocolate.
D.C.
That was the chocolate triangle. You know what I'm saying? So people used to come to Gary to party, to shop, to do all of that. Downtown Gary, that's why the toll roads are right there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's for them, one, to get to work because they was traveling from Chicago to get to work, and 2, to shop because all of the big shopping places was in between the railroad tracks at 10th Avenue, where those railroad tracks right before you get to 11th, all the way down to the low end.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done and needs to be there. We can go a little bit further than that. You could probably say 15. Gold Blast and all of them used to be over in that area before it went to the village.
Kresge's, all of that.
All of that.
Man, I used to go to Kresge's and get this peach cobbler. You walk into
Wow.
Kresge's and you go downstairs to the cafeteria part. Get the peach cobbler. Yeah. I used to work at Flag Brothers, the shoe
Wow.
store. Yeah, I used to be down there pulling all of it. Get DTG. I got caught in the back room with the shoes. Shout out to Brenda. What's up, Brenda? Thank you. My
But
manager
yeah,
walked.
man, we really have to, you gotta devise the plan to make it successful, man. Plan, plot, strategize. The P's, the 6 P's. Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta properly prepare everything, bro.
I'm gonna try to reach out to Eric and some other people. I want to do that tomorrow because Gina be back tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah.
And
I
Gina
mean,
actually went.
even bro, if we do it all next week, bro, you know what I'm saying? Give us time to, really reach out and get them on, and we can still do Relationship Monday with Tuesday through Thursday for that half a day on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we have to do, man. I mean, and make it, because it needs to happen, man. GI. I love GI. I rep it from afar, bro. But I want to go back home sometime.
So
You know what I'm saying? And I want to
let's
do
call
whatever it
next
takes
week.
to help.
Let's call next
Yep.
week GI week. All right, we call it GI
Yeah.
week.
Well, I'm
And,
gonna reach out to Mike and Eric and see if we can make something happen.
I'm gonna reach out to Markel. I'm gonna reach out to a couple other
Yeah.
people. Like I'm gonna reach out to Chelsea.
Yeah.
See, Jay from Jay's Breakfast Club. I'm gonna reach out to all of them, man, and see if they want to come on here. Let's just talk. Let's just have a week of talk.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
We could talk, man. We can call it Gary preparation is what we're gonna call it.
Yeah, like I said, Gina actually went to that meeting when they were unveiling all of this, and now they got, like I said, commercials coming out, and I'm gonna definitely reach out to some people and see if we can talk about it more than what they did there, and get some really true feelings, and maybe, just maybe, here on Dope Living TV Live, we can develop a strategy and put that strategy out there and let people hear the average person, because we got a credit card here, man. We with the National Black Radio Hall of Fame. All right.
Oh yeah,
So
no doubt.
y'all gotta come on and hang with us. Y'all
Yeah,
got to. That's history in the making.
and the people that don't, what I'm saying, that's not following, you can go to the Lake County Convention Center.com. They got info all through there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we have to do better.
And we will. We definitely will. But yeah, next week y'all, so get ready. Okay. And if you know somebody out there that wants to talk about it, that has some ideas that they're not afraid to share, we're not gonna steal any ideas. There's no fear of stealing ideas. It's creating,
Right.
it's sharing ideas to create a solution, all right, to make
Yep.
sure that something happens positive to bring our city back. Everybody that's on here is from Gary. Mo's from Gary. Gina's from Gary. Chris from Gary. I'm from Gary. So we just need to definitely get together and do that. Hey, I want to do a real quick shout out to Bobby Peoples, Renee Peoples, man. They had a fantastic watch party. Thank you guys for inviting us. We ready for the next one. It's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Good. What you want to say, Chris? We got to get out of here.
Man, I mean, the only thing I want to say, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for change, man. Like I've We can't change if we don't know our history. You know what I'm saying? History of Gary, Black history, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So we really need to quit, excuse my language, quit bullshitting and get shit moving. We
For
got to
sure, man.
stop it at this time.
We got to come together, y'all. It's time. It's time.
Yeah.
I want to see, in my lifetime, I want to see change. I want to see something happen beautiful for the city. Why did you build
Yeah.
a ballpark and didn't do anything else with it, around it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why did y'all
Right.
do that? You fixed up the Hudson Campbell Center, but nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, come on.
Right.
Yeah, let's do it. Bree says, I
Yeah.
can't wait to hear all the greatness. Bree, you come on too. Make sure you come and you hang out and you give your ideas and express your thoughts as well. But quit making these spot successes and make it a whole. Make a whole plan. We got to do this, man. We got to do this.
We
I'm excited, boy.
we turned Relationship Monday to Politics Monday.
Oh, I got one more question.
Go ahead.
Let me get this question up. Hold on. How much time we got? 5 minutes. Take your time. Do da, 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 da. Did I have? Did I ask you? Do you think trying to change somebody in a relationship is manipulative?
Yes.
I did ask that.
No, you didn't
Uh,
ask that, but I'm answering the question. Yes.
oh,
You know what I'm
think so?
saying? If it depends on how you're trying to change them. If you're trying to change them by being controlling, yes, it's manipulative. You know what I'm saying? But you got to learn how to compromise with your mate. You know what I'm saying? It's not about changing. It's about making each other better.
Actually, yeah, that's a good thought. Okay, I don't want to. When you get to a certain point, you kind of set in your ways. Can you
Yeah.
change? Can you teach an old dog new tricks? Yeah, you can. Okay, but
Hmm.
does that new old dog want to learn them new tricks? You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
the older we get, the more we get stuck in our ways, bro.
Yes.
And we have to get out of our own way to become the person that we were meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Once you get stuck in your ways, it can hinder a relationship and make a relationship toxic because
Which is
you're
the whole
like,
point.
man, get right. Because the person can be like, oh, forget what you're talking about. I'm gonna do it my way. And if your way is not helping the relationship, then you're being selfish.
You're being selfish. It's all about that accountability.
You're all
Know
about
who
it.
you are, people. Know who you are. I know who
Hmm.
I am. Okay, I know my
And you
faults. I know what I've done wrong. I know
got,
all of that. All
yeah,
right.
we got to know our own flaws.
Gotta know our own flaws. Reset working together is always what we were taught. It helps you grow. The
Hmm.
the 30-year-olds, the 40-year-olds, the 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds that our parents were back in the day, we're not them. We're
Yeah,
a whole different. We're cyborgs. We're a whole different species. So
we
we're at
are.
the age that they were when they were raising us, but we're
Yeah,
I'll say we're more physically fit. We're a little bit, some of us, a little bit more healthier, and we've gone through some things that they never would have been able to go through. Now they went through some hard stuff back in the day, but we've gone through some
hmm,
stuff too, and so it's up to us to
yeah,
change who we are ourselves, know who we are, and if we're not happy with who we are, we have to change. Nobody else can tell me to change.
yeah.
We have to change within ourselves. I
And,
have to
and
do
that's
it.
the thing about
I
it.
have to hold myself accountable.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. We have to understand when we're hurting our mate. You know what I'm saying? We have to get out of our way. We got to learn ourselves, be comfortable in our skin, love ourselves, and be at peace. Until you do all those things, a relationship is just going to be cool for a minute, toxic for a minute. Cool for a
Yep.
minute, I'm fucking with you for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You just have to be able, like I always say, man, it took me time to learn. It took me time to come at peace. I used to get out of relationships, jump right into another one, never took time to heal. You know what I'm saying? And the one I let get away, I was like, man, I have to do better. You know what I'm
No
saying?
doubt.
I got to do better because I see what I'm doing. I'm finally seeing what I'm doing. Before it was like, oh man, I ain't worried about her. I can get somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But once you see your flaws, your mistakes, only you can correct them. I can tell you about your flaws. That don't mean you're gonna correct them.
That's right.
And my flaws is on the outside looking in. I don't know what you've been through in your childhood. That goes back getting to know the person that you're with. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's so much stuff that we could talk about on that subject of changing people,
Yeah.
but it all starts with you.
Become better, and that way you can become better for someone else. All right. Hey, Marvin, man, get it together, bro.
Hey, man, let me tell you, man. I gotta speak on this. People tell me I look like Marvin Sapp, bro. Y'all gotta stop
You
it.
do. You do. That's
No, I
why.
didn't.
That's why I went on and did this
No, I did
story,
not.
man. So you can go.
No,
So you can go ahead and sing.
no, I did not, bro. Don't be trying to get me arrested for mistaken identity, man. Don't do it.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Open them doors up, Chris. I'm sorry, Marvin. Open them doors up. Take the chains off. Take the chains off, Joe Glock.
Right, man.
Hey, man. We're gonna see you guys tomorrow. This Dope Living TV Live, all right? Peace.
Yeah.